What you have at the moment, Mr. Owen, you've attracted by the person you've become. What you have at the moment, you've attracted by the person you've become. Few little simple principles here. Once you understand these, it starts to explain so much. Now, sometimes it's a little tough to take, blaming yourself instead of the marketplace. Taking responsibility instead of putting it off on someone else. That transition sometimes is a challenging mission. And this one was a little tough for me. He said, Mr. Owen, you've got pennies in your pocket, you've got nothing in the bank, the creditors are calling, you're behind on your promises. He says, here's how that occurs. You've attracted, up until now, you've attracted the things to you because of the person you've become. Now I said, well, how can I change all that? He said, very simple. If you will change, everything will change for you. You don't have to change.
How are we doing, guys? Welcome to another episode of Breaking Bread, a safe place to share ideas on a human development delivered around food, fitness and motivation. I'm your host, Horace Jones, the Game Changer, and this is your game-changing moment. My guest today is Loraine Clarke. I'm going to give her the stage in a minute to tell us a little bit about her story. And, I think she's a magnificent person. She's she's inspired me for the stuff that she's doing now, and I think she's always been a great person for the community. And yeah, I feel as if like she could be a good role model to follow, and someone that can inspire a lot of young people and old people. So yeah, I'm going to give the stage to her now. So Loraine, please just give the audience a little intro about yourself.
Well, what can I say about myself? Okay, so yes, like Horace said, I'm Loraine Clarke. I'm a wife and a mother of 4. I am very much into fitness and health and well-being. So that's me in a nutshell. And yeah, there's lots I can say, but what would you like me to say first of all?
Well, first of all, I'm one of the main things that I want to ask is like for example, how is it to be a mother of 4? Be a wife and still be able to maintain a household, still being able to do the things that you want to do, whether it's training, still being able to venture out and try and start your own business. Like how you find the time to be able to cram all that in and make it work.
So the key is time management. You have to know how to manage time. It can be hard, but that is how to go about it really. And prioritize what needs to be done now and what needs to be done later. So my home, that's the core, and that's really important, and everything else happens around that. So I do work full time. I am setting up my own business. I did set up an organisation in 2019, but since this whole pandemic, it has been on hold. I'm also writing a book that I'm going to self-publish. It should have been released by now, but like I said, everything's been on hold.
So sorry to cut there. Tell us about this book. Tell us about the book. What's the book about? Tell us about the book.
Okay, so the book is all about me. It's my journey of surviving childhood sexual abuse, and it's all about that. And the organisation that I launched was Behind the Mask of Mum and Dad, and that was basically about the story behind mum and the story behind dad. So like I said, I'm a mother of 4 and a wife. And we often see couples, mums, dads, but we don't know their story or their journey. And my story is very much about me being a survivor of that and how we get through. So the book tells you all about how I dealt with that and how the impact that has had on my life. Childhood sexual abuse. And just my journey and getting through it, and my marriage and how it impacted on me being a mother and a wife. The book's all about that. It's pretty much ready to go. So that should be released this year.
That's making me smile because I'm trying to do my own, but I think again it's just inspiring to know that you see, for me sometimes, like when I see other people that don't know doing these things, I feel as if like it's so far away. I feel as if like it's very hard for us to do it ourselves. But when you see somebody that you've grown up with and you've known, and you say, oh, they're doing this, it kind of inspires you more to think, oh, well, maybe I can do my book, or maybe I can do, and it's even like I can ask you questions.
Yeah.
You know, I can say, Loraine, right? how do you do this? So it's more like, it's like tangible. It's like, well, now it's not as far-fetched as it was maybe 4 years ago. So for me, that's definitely inspiring. And I remember you saying about sometimes about your past. Like this is one of the things that I've been looking at, especially from last week. And I'm realizing that my past sometimes is creeping up on me, on my present. Like I feel as if like in my past, I didn't get maybe say, I don't know, let's say hugs and kisses from my parents and that kind of situation. I feel as if like I crave it now, kind of way.
Yeah.
And I feel as if like it's only now that I'm really looking at it. I'm now looking at the reason why I'm like this. I'm now looking at. I think for the main point, because I work with kids with challenging behaviour, and I see these behaviours of these childs. When I look within myself, and then I start thinking, well, maybe that's why I'm like this, or maybe I'm like that. And it's about me being honest with myself. So being able to probably read a book of somebody telling you the situation that they've been through and how they've dealt with it, and how it shaped them, and how it's made them better. I think that'd be definitely a terrific read to digest. So I'm definitely looking forward to this book. Get my phone there, please. But I'm definitely looking forward to this book. And the next thing, like it says, the four children. How does that work?
Well, that's harder than the book. That's harder than being a wife. Well, the 4 children, juggling the 4 children. So, okay, my eldest is 23. She no longer lives at home. She's a little entrepreneur in her own right. She's a makeup artist and has her own business as well in beauty. So she's not really a problem. But, however, she probably calls me and Steve the most actually, to ask us this, ask us that. But normally, you know, when you're bringing up your children and you don't think they're listening. Okay. And you really think, well, I've told you that before and whatever. She actually, now I know that she was listening. Okay. So any little thing a friend might come and tell her something. So she'll call and say, oh, Mum, can I speak to Steve? Can I just ask him this? So I know that what we were saying, she's taking it on board. But it's sometimes after the children have grown up and left the house, that's when you know that, okay, they're taking things on board. So yeah, she's the 23-year-old and she's left home now. And that's her. Then the next one is 14. And then we have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. Okay. Right, yeah. So they're the 4. And the age ranges are so vast. I mean, between the first and the second is nearly 10 years, then 7 years, then 2.5 years. And it can be hard to juggle, but you find ways to do it. Just like the half term. Finding places to go where they can all be a part of that. Now, the 14-year-old, she's not interested whether we find somewhere that is brilliant. She doesn't really want to be with us anymore. But the 7-year-old and the 4-year-old, they do want to be with us a lot. But I think the key in juggling it is having a partner that's stable. And I think because my husband is strong, rooted, he helps me. And I'm able to go and do the things that I want to do. I can trust that if the kids are at home and I haven't got time to cook and sort them out, Steve can get that done for me. And I think that's really important and the foundation of juggling a household that's got so much going on. So yeah, that's how we do the. I mean, one more thing I want to ask is like how do you keep the even, because I feel as if like day and age now that we live in now, going back to my mum's days, I feel as if like marriages were more easier for couples to stay together because they had so much things against them. So it was more like, we need to stick together. Nowadays, I feel as if like, you know, the slightest thing we want to break up, don't we? We the slightest. I've finished. I've had enough. So how do you keep your marriage going for I mean, like, because I've known you guys since. I don't even know. I've known you since primary school. I remember when you came here. So I've known you from, I don't know how old. We were in primary school anyway. So I remember you from then. I don't know how long you've known Steve for, but me definitely for a long time. Wow. So I'm 42 now, so you've known me since primary, so that's a long time. What I would say about how we keep our marriage alive and how we keep it going is definitely our faith. We are both born again Christians, and that does help with our relationship. However, there's lots of relationships that we know about that within the faith that have not lasted. And for us, me and Steve were friends for years before. But we weren't, before we were friends, I couldn't actually stand him. I was like...
Oh, he's not listening.
I thought it was like top class idiot. I didn't use those words to describe him. And I thought him and his brothers thought it was the one. Thought they were the one. And then fast forward, we met up at church. We had mutual friends, and my friends used to tell me about him. I thought, I think he's a bit of an idiot myself. And then we met up at church, and became friends, and we really, like, besties.
Yeah.
He'll say we weren't besties, Loraine. We were just friends. Okay. And then the friendship developed, and then we became Mr. and Mrs. And we've been married for 17 years now.
Wow.
And it is a long time, but how to make a marriage work is appreciating of each other's differences, because we're different. We have different backgrounds. Yes, my parents are from Jamaica, and so are Steve's parents, but we were brought up in different households. And we bring in different things to the relationship. And me and Steve didn't live with each other before we got married, so that in itself can be an issue for some people, especially nowadays, because people tend to live with each other first, then get married. But that wasn't how it was for me and Steve. But yeah, I appreciate that everyone's different. Everyone deals with things differently. That was a big contention for our marriage. Me dealing with my past and how I dealt with things, and being insular or moody and things like that. And Steve being able to deal with that was hard at first, and there was loads of times when I can't forget this. We never said that's it, we're finished, but there was always times where we thought this is a bit too much. But yeah, we just made it through, and having that time for each other, because I think you've got 4 children as well.
Yeah. Well, this one asking the mix of having the 4 kids, and like you said, when they're different ages, makes things complicate a bit time. But I think what you said is more than anything else is being able to work together, and I think that's what we lack now. I think nowadays we lack working together. I think we're more easy to find a problem than to find a solution. And I think that's what we're all going wrong now, as whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s. I feel as if like everything's a problem rather than a solution. So just to hear you guys talk about you guys find solutions before you look at the problems. That makes me just think, there is still hope, guys. There's still hope.
There is. And talking before me and Steve got married, we wrote down, I think, about 10 things that we wanted each other to do in the marriage or something like that. And to this day, Steve always remembers that I said that he wants me to. I want him to be honest and just straight forward me and let me know where I'm slipping and this, that, and the other. And to this day, he will keep that one. I don't remember anything really on the. But Steve remembers that, and he said, you told me you want me to be honest, and I'm going to be honest. And he's always on me. He's always encouraging me as well. So, like my book, it's been a long time coming. This book has been... I should have bought this book out years ago, but everything has a time,
of course.
And it's coming. But he never gave up on it, and I did a long time ago. So and then you say, you know what? Forget it. Yeah, just leave it. Just leave it. And then, but it wouldn't ever leave it. So he had the belief that this book, people need to hear it.
Yeah, of course.
He said, you might not want to tell this story anymore. You might have given up on it, but you could be helping someone else. So, I just thought, okay. So he's always encouraged me, and I always encourage him in what he wants to do. And that's really important, being able to encourage each other.
Absolutely. And like you said before, you said about the book, sometimes we do these things not just for ourselves. We do this to inspire the younger generation, as well as even people that's even, again, like whether the 40s, 50s, because sometimes you might think, I'm 50, I don't need an inspiration, I know everything. You don't, because like you said, I'm 43 now, and I feel as if like for the last 3 years I've probably grown more than I did the last 30 years. My mindset's different, the people that I associate with are different. Just like today, I went to see a friend today, and the conversation was about investment and how to get from here to here. And the conversation there was nothing about, let's be honest, girls or clubbing or drinking. That was out the window. There was none of that. It was just 100% how to make yourself better. How to invest in yourself, how to use your time wisely. And I feel as if like now I'm doing that. I feel as if like my time is getting used more efficiently, more than before, where it was just like I go to a person's house, I sit down there for 3-4 hours, and all we chat. Let's be honest, we chat rubbish.
Yeah.
And then I left there and I think to myself, what, we're learning in 3 hours? I'm not learning anything whatsoever. So it's about now understanding how my time is important, understanding like that's something I can't get back. So every second, what it says, every second counts. Again, the thing about obviously inspiring people is sometimes I've also realized that the more people I'm inspiring, the more I'm getting inspired back, and the more I'm also getting back.
Yeah.
So the more we're helping, eventually, the more we're eventually getting back. So I think it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
When you do see things like I said, having a wonderful husband to inspire you, to say to you, you know, as much as you think, forget that book, man, that book's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man was saying to you, no, listen, man, people need to hear this, you know, because like you said, you know, that book can inspire 5, 6, 20, 100, 300, 400 people, and it can make them, you know, change their lifestyle, change the way they see things. And I think that's what it is with us, is being able to change the way you see things, to be able to grow. And it's like before we're listening to Jim Rohn? I can't remember, Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn, and he was talking about the 90 days, talking about working on yourself for 90 days. And a lot of people are like, 90 days is too long. But that gives you time to fall off and get back on it again.
Yeah.
And if you can honestly work on yourself for 90 days, there will be vast improvement within yourself. I done a 90-day challenge with myself, and it was like things I wanted to introduce I wanted to introduce reading more. I wanted to introduce mentoring more. I wanted to have cold showers. I wanted to use my time more wisely. I wanted to just get to know myself. And in them 90 days, as much as there was days I couldn't be bothered, over them 90 days, I did do a lot of consistency that basically paid off in the end.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good thing for you to be around and people that can inspire in that way. The last thing that I kind of want to talk about with you is like what made you kind of like say, okay then, even though I kind of got a job, I want to break off and do my own thing. Like what gave you the passion to say, you know, I want to do my own thing?
Own thing is in...
Well, even writing the book, things like the way I've seen you doing the stuff on Facebook now. So what made you kind of like say, you know, I'm gonna, because all this for me, you know, it takes courage.
Yeah.
As much as somebody might say, right, press play and talk, blah 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 blah, all that takes courage.
Yeah.
You know, for you to be researching what you're saying takes courage. For you to be confident what you're saying takes courage. So where's all this courage come from?
Oh, where's so partly, again, you might think, really? But yeah, partly, one, my faith, and then secondly, Steve encouraging me to go forward. In terms of the book and that aspect of things, that was just me. Not everyone has a voice, and especially growing up in the community that we've grown up in, this is not a new thing, but not a lot of people speak about it. So I wanted to be a voice for those who can't be a voice for themselves. So in terms of that aspect of having courage to do that, that's where that comes from, just being a voice for the people. In terms of the fitness things that you've seen me do recently, I've always done fitness from school, from primary school to secondary school. I studied PE at quite a high level, and then you get married, you have kids, and you shouldn't let it drop off. But then after having child number 3, it was just getting a little bit difficult in terms of keeping the weight where I wanted it to be. And then that's when I hired yourself. And I know they say it about you, and you didn't need me to say that, but I've always made sure that in my posts and in things when people say, how did you get into this, whatever, you definitely were a game changer in my fitness journey. And the way how you push me way past my comfort zone. I cannot go for a run now and slack off. It's like you're just there saying, no, but you can do this. If you're getting bored of that pace, you can run to that. I see a lamppost and I think, I'm not going to sprint to that lamppost. I'm going to keep it at this pace. And, you know, I just hear you. Whether I do or not, I hear you. So I know you're there. So I'm going to just keep going, and I can't stop. Fitness is really important to me. Like I said, I've studied it as well. So it has always been important to me, but I noticed that during lockdown, everyone started to get that lockdown weight. And women from their 30s upwards, when you're going on to menopause, it's harder for us to lose weight. So for me, as I was going on to, I was about 38 when I started working with yourselves, and I thought, right, okay, I need to get on it. But when we were working together, the one thing that I didn't really change much was my eating habits.
Okay. Yeah.
So weight was coming off, but not as readily as I wanted it, not as quickly. So it's when I changed my eating habits that I started to notice the difference. So I think we were working together for a good year or so. And then I think the last time we worked together was when we were doing the weights work in summer of 2019. And a lot of people noticed the difference, and that's because I changed my diet to a low carb diet, and all those sort of things that you cook now. So yeah, I just thought, you know what, let me help women do this. So just recently, this year, March 2021. Okay, firstly, I'm competitive. The end of last year, towards the end of last year, I had got a back injury and I couldn't train. I couldn't do anything. I started to feel down. If I can't train, then that really is a big deal to me. And I find it hard to keep the weight off, because then I thought, well, what's the point? I can't train. I might as well not eat properly, just do what I want. Come January, or say, January, let's get back into it. Sort of got back into it. February, yeah, but I thought, you know what, I need a challenge. So I need to challenge myself by doing it with people. I like to win. So I thought, I know what, I get some women with low women. Let's see if they can keep up. So that's what I did. I just put it out there. I said, is there 6 to 8 women that want to lose weight and get fit and things like that. So I started that in March. I started in March, did it for free for March and April. My friend came along with me. She was watching anyway in the background. She'd been watching me for a while, the last year or so. And then she said, yeah, I'll do it with you. And then she lost a massive amount of weight because she committed to it. And she's still been on the journey. It was her and someone else that said, you know what, you should start charging a bit for this. So in May and June, this is my second one where I've charged for it. And in May, I had the most women I've ever had. And sometimes you charge for something and you think, oh, people are not going to pay. But then it can be on the flip side where people see the value in it because you do. And I had about nearly 20 women in May sign up and want to do it. And basically, it's just me telling them, this is what I do, this is how I live, this is the amount of times I train, come on board, and letting them know that you have to go at your own pace, because not everyone
of course, absolutely.
For me, I can be out of it for a month but get back into it. Why? Because that's my background, so I can. So even when we used to do the videos and it was tough and it was hard, I used to always say to people, don't look at me and say, look, well, she can do it, because I've been doing it for ages. I still struggle now. So yeah, it's just, I just wanted to, first of all, it was me being competitive and wanting to push myself, because when you got people with you sometimes, makes you push. I remember you always saying, when you're running, like in a 10, when we did that 10K, and you said, have a marker.
Of course.
Try and get past that person.
Absolutely.
And with that, and I think if you've got a sports background, it just automatically makes you competitive. Steve says I'm more competitive than him. I'm competitive with everything. A little game we played in the house. You're too competitive. There's nothing competitive. I just want to win. There's nothing. It's all about the winning. Exactly. I want to win. I've got to get in medal position. So that's just me. So yeah, just wanting to help. I thought, yeah, let's help women. And coming on to like things like menopause, it can be really hard to keep that weight down. But I'm really committed to this. And I think since I've been working with yourself with fitness, I've just stayed committed to it because I wanted to make a difference. And it really is important. It's not just about losing weight. It's about eating right as well. And that makes all the difference. If you just train once a week, and you're eating rubbish, you're not gonna train once a week and eat right. You can still see the difference, can't you? So that was just important for me. After I just wanted to help other people as well on that fitness and health journey.
The fitness thing is, I tried to stop doing it the other week. I mean, I think we're just coming out of lockdown. I wanted to come away from fitness because I wanted to do other stuff, like I wanted to do the cooking and the motivational. And everybody just knew me as fitness. And I found it hard for anyone to see me in a difference. So I thought, I'm not going to do fitness again. I thought, forget fitness, mate. I'm not doing any fitness. And I started feeling a bit depressed. I was why am I feeling depressed? Like, I'm not a depressed person. And one day I woke up and I thought, right, I'm just going to do a bit of work, do a bit of exercise. And I thought, That's what
Yeah.
I've been lacking. And I did not know that's why I was depressed.
Yeah.
That thing that I do comes naturally every single day of my life. It's what's kept me on this high flying kind of level of life where, you know, I'm not depressed. I don't really have anxiety. But the minute I stopped that endorphins or whatever I was getting, everything was just flooding in.
Yeah.
I couldn't bother getting up. I couldn't be bothered doing nothing. I just couldn't be bothered doing anything.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me in October when I couldn't train. I just felt like rubbish, and it was my friend that said, you really need to be able to, and I really do, even if it's once a week or twice a week, that I need it. That can get me through. But if I can't do nothing, I just feel like, and that's what happened. And it is those endorphins that are released when you're doing exercise.
Absolutely. Guys, we're going to take into the kitchen now. We're going to cook. I've got a bit of, I've got some black beans. I've got some butternut squash. I've got some okra. This is basically, I call this power food. This lady's a power lady, so I'm just cooking a power recipe. So we're going to transform on into the kitchen now, guys. Excuse for the little bit of a delay of getting from here to there. And we're going to get in the kitchen. So I've got my helper now that's going to move this here. And we're going to go in the kitchen and I'll put this chair in here for you so you can grab a seat in here. Grab a seat there. Steve, just pull up a chair, man. Come in here. So far, guys, I've got my butternut squash in there that I've had to put in there because it takes a little long. So I've got my butternut squash in the oven. So it's there. I've already just to make sure inside is cooked. So I'm going to put that back in there. Let that do what it's doing. So that's there. Put that timer back on there. And I'm going to put the ingredients out of here, bottom here. So again, guys, I'm going to. So again, today, guys, like I said, got my butternut squash in there. I've got some okra. Okra again, guys. This is what you call power food. And again, like I said to you guys, always research the stuff that I'm cooking. Always research the vitamins that's in them, so you can find out yourself. And again, I try and always buy my food fresh, so we can get the goodness out of them. Got some coconut milk in here. Again, this is just a bit about flavouring. And again, I try and stay away from the traditional, like again, guys, like I said, all these seasonings. You see all these ones here? I try and always stay away from these because every single season has salt in it. So you've got to think the human body should only have 5 grams of salt. And if I'm using all of these, whether it's my breakfast, lunch and dinner, I'm accumulating too much salt in my body. So what I try and do, guys, I always try and go back to the natural, the thyme, the garlic, the onion, the ginger, trying to keep it as natural as possible. Okay. The only thing that I've been dabbing with is this Himalayan salt. But again, this comes out too fast. It comes out like makes me nervous when it comes out. So we're gonna start off with basically getting the okra cooked because these are gonna take longer. So I'm gonna chop them up. So let me give them a quick little wash, and then we'll get onto this.
Is that your favourite vegetable?
Yeah, I love okra. Definitely, I love okra. I mean, before I used to not like it. I don't know why I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I really want to taste this because I don't.
Well, there's different ways.
My father-in-law
tastes slimy.
Yeah.
In soup.
We put it in soup, don't we? Traditional Jamaicans put it in soup.
It's nice though. It's got a nice slimy taste to it.
What the okra? What do you mean?
Because I know, like, some places won't do it, but obviously some places do. Where's the best place?
Well, I go to my where did I get these from actually? Where did I get these from today? I got them from there's a guy I go to on Princess Road, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr.
Same as you
Mr.
say.
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Mr. Gibbs, yeah. So I go to Mr. Gibbs, and to be honest with you, I try and keep my money with Mr. Gibbs. I think price-wise is excellent. You get value for your money, and also again, he's a lovely old man.
Yes.
So I love giving him my money. I've been there numerous times. And he's like, well, take it, man, take it, don't worry. So I definitely do love him for having that kind of.
We go there.
I can tell he's been there. When I go in there and look at the offer.
Yeah, like this.
But I just think his mannerisms. You know what I mean?
He's a nice man.
I mean, for me personally, it boils down to where you put your money counts. You know, and it's like when you're giving your money to somebody, you want to give your money to somebody that's even though they're giving you a product, they still make you feel good. You know what I mean? And every time I've been in that shop, man, he's just a beautiful old man. So I definitely, I always go in there. I'm upset when I go in there, he hasn't got the okra or the plantain. I don't want to go nowhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's definitely a good man. But the reason why I kind of like introduce stuff like this, because this is like, my mum's got diabetes, my sister's got diabetes, I think 2 of my sisters got diabetes. And these are the foods that you got to try and introduce into your life. Because these are the things that kind of like, well, nothing prevents, nothing stops. These things kind of like prevent it if you can add these things into your diet. So for me, it's just about just trying to eat right, because like you said, nutrition is the most powerful thing. You know what I mean? Everything else comes after. So if your nutrition's right, then I think everything else just sits in, because if you're not eating right, you're going to be prone to diseases and sickness on a health. But if you're eating, the food you're eating is giving you the vitamins that you need, you seem to be less likely to get sick. So
and you do know type 2 diabetes is reversible. So if you change your diet and stop having all those fatty foods, you can reverse type 2 diabetes. So that's just down to your lifestyle.
Well, this is another thing. I mean, like before, I used to be a big meat eater. And for me, it was like, I would wake up in the morning and I was having maybe, well, I've never really been like a sausage or bacon person. Yeah. But I was having like
steak,
whatever, the lamb, the this, and then I'll be having like, in a day, I'll be having chicken, lamb, all that in one day. So you think about 7 days a week, continuously. It's a lot of food to be putting in your body all the time. So when I thought to myself, my digestive system, I thought, this can't be good for my digestive system. So I thought, I'm going to start changing it. So when I started changing it, I lost the big bulk. The bulk went away instantly. Which is, I thought to myself, I'm not naturally big anyway. I only got big because I went to start going gym. So I thought to myself that that's nothing new. But I tell you what I seen straight away, I wasn't like sluggish anymore. I felt as if like I was swallow a lot faster. And I thought, once I started going down that path, I thought there was no going back. And then, I've just stuck to it since. And I don't know, I just feel as if like it's done me good. So I thought, well, if something's working, like why change it? Why go back to something different?
Do you eat fish at all, or is it pure veg?
Pure veg. I tried to eat because I went to Egypt a couple of years ago, and my friend put a big spread on, so I felt obligated to eat. So I ate the food, and I swear for 3-4 days, my belly, I've never felt pain like that before in my life. So when I realised that, there's no going back for you no more. There's absolutely no going back. So I'm not at any kind of meat since then. All I've been doing is just strictly veg all the time. I've been just introducing more stuff that I didn't know about, like even like ginger. I used to use what's the spice I used to use all the time now? I can't even pronounce the name actually. There's a spice that I used to use all the time, and I found out that it's not even good. So this is it. That's the spice I used to use.
Oh, turmeric.
Yeah. Now, I thought this was good. It's not. And this is the thing about research. When you start doing research on certain foods you've been eating, you realise that what the media puts out is not necessarily always right. And that's what I say to people all the time, make sure you do your research. Don't take, even what I'm saying to you when I'm cooking, don't take what I'm saying. Go home, go on Google and Google it and research it. And then from there you can make up your own mind about these things rather than taking people's thing. But all the time I got told that turmeric, whatever it's called, was a good sauce, and then when I researched it, it's not. So then I thought to myself, this is natural. Garlic is natural. Ginger is natural. So that's when I thought, these are the things that I've got to introduce into my life. These natural flavourings that will help my body. So again, it's just. And these are the reasons why I want to travel. I want to meet people. I want to see what ingredients they're using. Especially like when you go into the Thailand, the India, the Jamaica.
Dad.
Yeah.
Nicola Jackson said, "What is Horace cooking tonight?"
But right now, to be honest with you, I've not really got.
Cola.
I've not really got a name for this recipe. I haven't, and this is the thing, guys. Most of the stuff I'm cooking is off my head, so there is no name for the recipes. So I think what I'm gonna start doing when I cook something, guys, I'm gonna put it out there to you guys. You guys can give me a name for these recipes, or we can make a name up for these recipes. So right now, like I said, I've got some.
What bean is it? It's black beans.
Yeah, we've got some black beans there.
Black beans, okra, mushrooms.
And we got in the oven. We got butternut squash. And like I said, there is no recipe name yet because all these recipes are just coming out of my head. So again, the recipe book's coming out again soon. So, but the recipe book is none of these recipes that I'm cooking. So
Oh,
none of these recipes I'm cooking.
do you remember these? When you do this now, will you remember this to do it again?
Well, what I normally do every time I buy something that I'm cooking, I take a picture of it.
Ah, right. Okay.
So I'm gonna know exactly basically what I cooked last time. You know what I mean? So I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
I love the smells.
Yeah, again, it's just natural.
Fragrant.
Natural. Everything in there is natural. As you can see, I've not put any salt in. I've not put any black pepper in. I've not put anything in there. You know. So now, like my time now, I feel as if my time's done its job. So the time now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Take these out now because I feel as if like all the flavouring that I've wanted of these is I've got. Yeah. So get rid of these. Yeah.
So what we found as well is that over lockdown, we never bought takeout.
Okay.
We
A
put
lot
our
of people
food
do.
fresh.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what we do is we are meat eaters, but what we do is we break it up and have some fish.
Yep.
Other things as well in there.
Yeah.
Like Loraine might cook lentils and
Yeah, so I don't really eat a lot of meat.
Yep.
More fish or more, like, I do more to this.
So make sure we try and get a balance of everything.
Absolutely, man. Well, I always say, you know, when you go out, there's nothing wrong with eating out, but to be honest, you never know what's in your food. When you're cooking at home, you know exactly what ingredients are put in there. You know how much calories. You know everything what's going on. So I always say to people, you know, preparation is key.
Yeah.
You know, whether you've got a busy day ahead or you've got a busy week, you know, prepare some foods, put them to one side. You know what I mean? Put big portions, double up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got somewhere you may have to freeze and whatnot, but at least you know exactly what you're eating. And that's what I try and do all the time. I always try and keep things where I know what I'm eating. I know what's in there. And yeah, and to be honest with you, over the time, cooking was a chore. I kind of felt like I hate cooking, but now I love cooking. I absolutely love cooking.
So you know the okra, I thought you had to take, I thought that green bit with the skin, I thought that had to come off.
No, the only thing you do in okra when it comes to okra,
Chop the head
is
off.
that I tell people to do. Is the first thing you need to do is now the reason why I tell people to chop the head off because I didn't know this. My sister told me this that you can get maggots in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when you go to places and they're giving you like this, they've not even checked. So that's why we cut their heads off so you can look inside them to see if there's any maggots in them.
Oh.
So you get them a whole. You don't really want to eat them because you got to think when everything grows, you know, they grow open,
Yeah.
so anything can go in them.
Yeah.
So when they close up now, that thing can't get back out of them, can it? You know what I mean? So these are things that we're not being told. So yeah, we got.
What is it in the okra specifically why you like it?
Well, again, to be honest, I can't really. I've got it on my sheet. I've got it on my board. So here are some. So minerals of it's fine. So it's good for the colon. Yeah. Weight management. For pregnant people, women, it's good. Healthy skin, protection against free radiation damage, relief from issues like I don't know what that says. Choline again, trouble breathing, potassium, eyes, health, boosting moods. So again, I just feel as if like it's one food that covers so much stuff, and it's like for me, it's I see my food is my doctor. My food is my doctor. So if I can put these things in my food all the time, where it's not just like, you know, it's a chore or I'm waiting for these things to put in there once in a moon, once in a blue moon. Like this, for example. And I'll cook this in my breakfast.
Yeah,
And I'll so it's in my body all the time. So I'm getting this all the time now. So before it was like, oh, I just might put it in a smoothie. Now it's like I want these things to be in my body all the time. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a sick person. Now I don't know if it boils down to me being a little bit fit and the food I'm eating, but I constantly feel as if like they're the things that keep your body sustained, keeping yourself motivated, fitness, and again your nutrition, and again also what you tell yourself, because you know I think a lot about it, like if you're telling yourself, oh I'm sick, I'm tired, and this and that, it's not going to be long before you're feeling sick, tired and all the rest of it. So I do think like saying what you put in your body is going to help you, what you put in your mind is going to help you, and you know how you take care of your body is going to help you. And we all know people that we've grown up with that's the same age as us, that looks 10 years than us, and that boils down to the diet, what they're saying to themselves, and the way they take care of themselves. So if you can get these little basic skills where you're doing it every single day, it starts becoming natural. When you do these things natural, like I says now, I cook with these spices, try and do them every single day, so they come natural now.
I think myself and my eldest daughter used to have this running joke, because with Steve, he didn't find it funny, but we found it funny, because Steve's very much like, you have to have your fruit, you have to have your veg, and you have to have these things every day, every meal. And if we didn't have it for 2 days, Steve would say, I can feel that my diet's not becoming what it should be, because and we used to always find it so funny. We used to, please, a couple of days without fruit. But he said, no, that's what I need. And he used to say that I know my body, and I know what my body needs. So you don't really go to the doctor because you feel like...
Of course, yeah.
Well, it's like this week I've put down on like sweets and stuff like that, because if you put a packet of sweets there, I'd kill it.
Yeah.
Put another one, I'd kill it. So I realised as I'm getting older that I can't keep doing it. Lockdown didn't help that. So even this week, it's been a challenge, because you said it in the mind, right? I'm driving to Aldi, and the mind will go, packet of sweets there.
Grab them in it, grab them in it, grab them.
That. But you know what? I feel better for not having it, you know, and reducing it. So it's all in the mind, as you said before.
Well, I feel as if like it's about consistency. It's like you know, if you can train your body and your mind to do certain things over a period of time, then your body and mind will say to you, I need this, I have to do this. These are the things that's going to make me better. And it's like where I see it as it's learning about good habits over bad habits, or exchanging a good habit for a bad habit. Now, bad habits come naturally. They just come. You wake up, you got about 50. Now to get a good habit now, that's when the hard work comes in. So you got to think, you got to do this, you got to do that. So I always try and say, okay then, right. First thing I think about is my mind, because if I can control my mind controls my body. Okay, so if I can control my mind, it means that everything else falls into place. So the first thing is, I know if I can get up and do some fitness, automatically I'm alive. Next thing I think about, I can have some good food. That also helps. Next thing I think about, the list. Write down the things that I want to accomplish for that day. You know, the 5 goals, the 2 goals, the 1 goal. Just things that I want to accomplish from that day. And if I think I can do 3-4 of them things, I feel better about myself now. And then it makes me want to do more. Like the last 2 days I've been going to Platt Fields. I was riding my bike the other day, and I seen these guys in there, they were on the tight ropes. Now,
I've seen them.
I've seen them at Alexandra Park.
Now I could never ever do this. Got no balance. I went in there, I was in there for about an hour. I must have roped myself off about 20 times, Steve. Roped myself off, dropped on my neck, everything. I thought, you get me? I thought, you know what? I said, you're going to be here tomorrow? To go, yeah. And I thought, no, I'm going to dedicate. I went around there yesterday and I dedicated again another 20 minutes, and I eventually got to be able to stand on it for about 15 seconds without falling off. Do you know how good I felt?
I bet.
I'm telling you, you know, and that's that feeling alone just made me feel good.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to walk. But that's a totally different day. You know what I'm saying? To standing there like that without jumping off and doing all that madness. But I thought, it just made me feel good, and I feel as if like they're the feelings that we should be craving for. Because when you feel good about yourself, you want to do more. You want to achieve more. The minute you start feeling a bit, whether it's depressed, whether it's you got an anxiety, then it's gonna make you don't want to do anything. So I crave for things like not being able to do something, and then see myself. Again, I bought a ball the other day, like a ball and a string.
Oh yeah, but watching you doing
I
that.
bought that the first time I bought it. Yeah, I couldn't punch this thing for one. Now, I'm into fitness. I'm into boxing. I'm into Thai boxing. I could not punch this ball. I couldn't even hit it once. I was hitting it, in my face. Yeah. And again, what I dedicated was 10 minutes every single day. Yeah. Every single morning I woke up, as soon as I got up, bam, 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 bam. Until when I done it the other day, I was like smiling at myself, thinking, bro, check me out. And that's the thing I'm trying to show people, that no matter whatever you want to achieve, all you have to give it is 10 minutes or 20 or whatever, but just give it a period of time, but consistency.
Yeah.
So whether you're working on your diet, consistency. Are you working on your fitness? Consistency. You're working on a book? Consistency. You're working on your marriage? Consistency. You're working on your relationship? Consistency. It's that's what we need. We don't think, oh, it's not working, forget it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think
that's so easy for us to do, and that's why we think, oh, forget it. Because we want things easy, that's why.
And I think that's what we're not being taught. Like I think right now we live in a push button world. Everything that we want is very quick to us.
Yeah.
So because everything that we want is very quick, we seem to question anything that takes more than a hot minute.
Yeah.
Like I know I can buy food and put it in the microwave and do that.
Yeah.
Bing! 2 minutes. The food's ready.
Yeah.
So why am I going to cook a food that's going to take 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do what I do, am I?
No.
But the thing is, I know that 20 minutes of cooking is more beneficial than that thing that's gone in there and pinged in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But that's the concept that we don't have in our heads anymore. I know me learning to punch that 10 minutes a day is going to benefit me more than me waking up and thinking, oh, I can't be asked to leave that long because I can't do it. And I think that's what we have to get back in our heads, that we plant, we cultivate, and then we reap. We can't plant and reap. We've got to do the middle bit. The middle bit has to be happening, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's that thing what young people, as well as old people, they forget the middle bit. Yeah. They want to wake up and I want to be fit. It's like the process. And along the way you are going to get upset, you are going to get annoyed, you are going to get peed off, you are... And all these
motivated, these are all natural, normal things that happen.
So again, so you got to say to yourself, how can I find a way to basically keep going? So when I do feel these ways, I can carry on, and I think that's what makes the true champion out of you as a person. When you do feel annoyed, when you do feel a bit peed off, but yet you keep going, and that's when I think. Whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you've got good people, that's when them people help. That's when they can say to you, oh, come on man, this all, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And it was like the time when we done that run together. Now, the run you might think, oh Horace, you can run all day long, da-da-da. But I still need that somebody to say, let's come. Yeah. Once I get started, I'm gone.
And you sure we're gone.
but it's that main thing of like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? I think, wants to do it, and I think, somebody else then. I think, people there. And I get that buzz. But to literally say, let's go for a run, sign my name. What sign my name for to run for? What for? Why? So even to myself, I have them things in my own head. So when you got people around you, I can say, come, let's do it. And even more better if you can help somebody even push themselves. Yeah. So then that even makes me even feel good. Think, I'm helping somebody feel good about themselves. That makes me feel good. And I'm thinking, there's no better even reason to do something. So then for me, it's just definitely like, and the things that I want to 100% concentrate on is to push myself, how to better myself. Now this is done now, so I'm gonna look at.
Nice and quick, I like.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at my.
That's the thing with veg.
Look at this now. How's this doing? How's this feeling? Yeah, that's done as well.
Was it some in the oven as well?
Yeah, got the squash.
Oh. Looking good.
So again, you can do this with sweet potato or butternut squash. I had sweet potato yesterday, so I thought I'd go with butternut squash today.
I did that the other week actually. I did that
yeah, they do that
with some salad and mackerel.
Okay.
Whatever. It was nice actually. Just drizzle a little
what
bit
did you
of
have
olive
with
oil.
sweet potato you've had?
Yeah, sweet potato.
And what I do as well is see the seeds inside?
Yeah.
I eat the seeds inside.
Do you?
Yep.
You're not frightened that you might get a butternut squash tree growing inside?
That's primary school stuff.
Yeah, we tell the kids.
But the thing is, you go to a shop, you can buy these seeds, mate.
Exactly. Pumpkin seeds,
Insane seeds,
squash seeds. No, you have your nuts. They have them in a packet.
Well, no, go back to what you said before about the microwave thing. I think it's about culture. So, for example, like the fast food culture.
Yeah.
Is American originated. It came there.
Yeah.
Once we adapted it here and around Europe, whatever, you notice now, was it 30 years later, people are more and more obese because of the food that
of course.
consuming.
Yeah, of course.
And we've let go of our culture, which is, cook your own stuff, cook fresh stuff, and that maintains you.
Well, it's time consuming, isn't it? Everything's rush. We haven't got time. We haven't got time. And that's what I'm saying to you about. I say to people, there's 24 hours in a day. There is 4,440 minutes in a day. So again, don't tell me that you've not got 20 or 10 minutes to work on yourself and to eat good. You know what I mean? Because we can sit in front of the TV, not saying us, but we can sit in front of the TV and we can watch 3-4 episodes of something. You know what I mean? And we're giving the TV maybe 2-3 hours or even more than that.
Binge watching it.
Yeah, but we can't give something that's going to benefit in you or us 20 minutes. So that's what I say to people. If you're trying to tell me that you've not got 20 minutes to better yourself, I don't want to speak to you no more. But that shows me that basically, you're willing to give that time to, like you said, the TV. You're willing to give that time to going to the pub,
It's about the value that you place on things.
Of course.
How long did it take to roast that?
I say about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. Maybe about 20 minutes, I think. I think I just put it in before you guys came, or just after.
It's not wrong.
No.
Because I do a butternut squash soup, so I chop it up into chunks and put it in the oven to soften it and then blend it.
Okay.
With onions and put everything in the tray. Like the onions, butternut squash, pepper, sometimes sweet potato as well. Put it in the oven, let it soften, put it in the pot and blend it. There you have it, soup like this.
Master chef, isn't it?
I know. So do you eat this too?
Yeah.
She means, out of all my kids, she's the only one that I can say that she's kind of like stuck with it a little bit. The rest of them, I've had to bite my lip and cook 2 pots of food when they come round, which is a bit, like peeing me off.
Yeah.
But I just thought for argument's sake, is it worth me arguing with him? I thought no, I just can't. So just do what I got to do and give them the stuff. So yeah, still hardcore meat eaters. All I try and do, I just try and advise them and try and every now and again try and cook and try and put a little bit of the stuff inside the food so they can taste it. But I try not to force them a bit, to be honest with you. Not anymore. I did at first and they wouldn't eat the food.
Yeah.
And I thought I'm gonna lose it. You know what I mean? So I thought just give in to them. So when they come around.
It's funny knowing kids, because when I was younger, I never liked veg, never liked it. And then when I was a teenager, I started to get into fitness. That's when I started to look at options of veg. And now I eat most veg. I don't really like having a plate of food without veg on it.
This is it, innit? It's like you said, when we get to a certain time of our lives, we start realising what's more beneficial and what's not beneficial. When we're young, I think we just go to what we think's right. Like these, anytime we get money, you're at the corner shop buying chicken and chips for £1. I'm like, listen, anything you can buy for £1, mate.
No nutritional value in
You
it.
get me? I said, if you can buy chicken and chips for £1, what's the guy basically? What's he buying it for?
It's actually £3.
Oh, £3, even £3.
Meal deal.
You know what I mean?
Meal deal.
So what do you get for the meal deal?
You get a burger and you get chips and you get a drink.
How fresh is that meat though?
Yeah.
What kind of meat is it?
Not actually, I'm not sure, to be honest.
Remember the horse meat scandal? Everybody was eating what do you call it, meatballs, thinking it was beef and it was horse.
I'm not even really bothered, because at the end of the day it still tastes nice.
Oh, you sound like Yasmin. You sound like Yasmin.
It tastes nice, yeah.
So we were all like that. But then when you get older,
you still start seeing a bit of wisdom in it. You start realising about
that's what happens.
Because I think you got to worry about your health in it. Because I think we just know that health is wealth, don't we?
Yeah.
We're definitely about health as well. So when you think about health as well, You look at things a lot differently.
Life is valuable though, innit? You only have, what do you call it? You only have one life.
Of course. So again, guys, this is another episode of Breaking Bread. This is I haven't got a name for this recipe yet. So again, butternut squash, okra, black beans. We've got some peppers there. We've got some mushrooms, and we've got some coconut milk. And that's what we're having for today. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the little afternoon with Loraine Clarke today. Very inspirational, motivation. Follow this lady. If you're not following her, please can you follow her? She's got a book coming out. When the book's coming out, I'll put it on my page so you can find where the book's at, whether it's on Amazon or wherever it is. I'll let you guys know. And again, yeah, it's the husband Stephen. Again, guys, like I says, me personally, these are the kind of people that I want to be around on a regular basis. People that can inspire me. People that are doing things more than just a norm. Can motivate me. And again, the conversation is absolutely great. So again, guys, Horace Jones, the Game Changer. That was your game changing moment. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.